Hi everyone, this is Julianne Victoria. Welcome to the channel. So I missed last week's reading. I had to travel, so I just ran out of time to do it. And there's a lot coming up. So this is going to be a reading for the last 2 weeks of July 2025, or you could say the second half of July 2025. And I'll do a full Celtic crossbred for that longer period of time. And we'll see what comes up. So let's see what advice, guidance, God, Spirit, the universe has for us for these last 2 weeks of July 2025. All right. For this reading, I am using one of my usual client decks, the Morgan Greer Tarot. And we'll lay out our full Celtic cross here. Okay. Need to make more room here. There we go. All right. Okay, so my initial feeling is the next couple of weeks or so. Big changes, a little dramatic, but it all turns out all right. Okay, so the bottom card we have, sort of that deeper, you could say subconscious, I want to say irking. I know that's not a word. Yeah, I hear like subconscious irk. What is like poking at us subconsciously that we will feel this week, but we may not be fully aware of. And we have the Five of Swords. Now, the Five of Swords I always feel like it's sort of like a dual card. There's like the victor, the one picking up the swords, and there's the losers. I feel this is us. But what irks us subconsciously is what we might have to give up or what we might have to lose, let go of. And that goes in with sort of like the dramatic energy I feel this week. We have to let something go, and it's swords, right? So it's an idea, it's a conviction, it's what we thought we wanted to do. We might totally flip it. At first flipping it on ourselves, and then other people will be like, what? But we have to let something go in order to be victorious over these next 2 weeks or so. Okay. So whatever's poking at you like, oh, I don't want to do that, or I've always felt or believed this, like you might have to reevaluate a little something, right? It's a 5. It's not a major arcana. I often call this my mini Hanged Man card. So it's like a smaller surrender for a greater victory. Maybe that's the theme. We'll see how this plays out. Okay, so the first card for my Celtic crossbred, and for those who have gotten readings from me over the many years, I do an 11 card Celtic crossbred. So my first card, I call it the significator. It's not a significator I consciously choose out of the deck. It's the first card laid after the shuffle. And it's like the underlying theme of the messages of the rest of the cards for the next 2 weeks in this case. And we have the 10 of Cups. So 10s, of course, are numbers that are beyond completion, the fullness of things. And this is the card of the fullness of emotional satisfaction. It could be love, it could be family. I'm really drawn to the rainbow, filling that last cup. And I do feel like it's strongly a completion energy that will be, for the most part, positive. It'll be good, despite the big changes and the drama that will be taking place over the next 2 weeks. Okay. We might come back to that. We'll see. So the next card is the card that represents us, the person, right? You, me, anyone listening to this video. And we are the Three of Cups. So we are being positive. This is a card of friendship, socializing. Often it's called the girlfriend card, but this represents us, the individual, you, me, again, anyone watching. We want to cooperate. It's a 3. It's a number of communication and cooperation and community. We're willingly cooperative in whatever is going on in our lives. We want to be a participant. We're open, we're positive. We want this to be a good time over the next 2 weeks. Now that can be general, but I do feel like this reading gets very specific in some way. So you'll have to kind of see for yourself what area of life this is addressing. Just trying to get a feel here. Yeah. The strongest feeling I get for, like, I guess what part of life this is addressing is our personal view of what we want to do in a specific situation. I know that's kind of vague in itself, but it's like going back to that bottom card. We have to let go of a belief, an idea, something we thought we wanted to do, or something we thought would be how things turned out. Again, surrender something small for a greater victory. So we need to cooperate, be friendly, get along with people. That doesn't mean they're friendly and we get along with them. They might be, but this is our advice for us and the point of view we're coming from. Okay, so yeah. We're in a good position, a good outlook. You could say, except for this little thing we need to surrender, but we will know that won't hinder us in any way. For this grand completion, this end of a cycle, that is likely to turn out pretty well for us. All right, now laying across us, you, me, as the Three of Cups, in our environment, also a challenge, and it does very much feel like that, like I see a horse hurdle or a steeple, like in the steeplechase, the running race, the horse steeples. That's what I see. So this is a challenge, and this is a person, a King of Pentacles. A businessman, a business person you might be dealing with, a business you might be dealing with, or someone you know who is very material minded. I want to say for some, it's someone very greedy, a very greedy person. They are the challenge. Now it's interesting how you can see like his skin is the same yellow of the background, where normally in this deck, you know, the people aren't matching the background. And that's really jumping out at me. I've never pointed that out. I've seen it, but I've never pointed it out in a reading. Someone who's yellow. Yellow can be the color of worry, someone who stresses a lot. I know there's green with envy, but it's making me think someone who's envious and jealous. Someone who's yellow. So if yellow means something to you, go with that. You may want to look up the color yellow for what it all symbolizes, and something might pop out at you as to who this might be. You might know who this is, but that may help you deal with them. A lot of jealousy energy here. Yeah, so there's someone who's going to want to sort of beat down this positive energy that we're trying to have, this effort to cooperate and communicate. But we just have to, basically we have to like see through them, see past them. They're there, they will do their thing, and we need to maintain our positive outlook, we'll say our minor inner work we need to do this week in this situation, and work to communicate and cooperate. That's important. Now, crowning the reading in the mind position, also the energy that's coming in, we have the Tower. So this is where, yeah, the drama is coming in. So some of it's with, or it might be exclusively with, this King of Pentacles person. And that could be male or female. Depends on your situation. But we have the Tower. Yeah, this is definitely more the energy of like something outside, the energy that's coming in that we will have to deal with. It may affect, bring about some big changes of mind, and that's probably connected to this, what you're willing to let go for a greater victory. And I say victory, but I don't feel like it's like there's a big battle here. It's just, in a way, it's a battle of wits. Okay. But yeah, something huge is coming down, is happening. It does not feel it is fully of our action and intention. It's just the situation. I just heard London Bridge is falling down. I don't know why, but I'm going to put that out there. A bridge is falling down. A connection is falling down. It's broken. It's not there. I see a bridge that is like it was already about to crumble and it just hadn't, and now it's crumbling. So this is a metaphorical bridge for some connection you may have. The bridge may be a person or the situation that is crumbling. I keep hearing London Bridge is falling down. So, and that may be a specific message too. But something big is changing. It's happening. We are witnessing it. We are experiencing it. We are willing to work with it and handle whatever this is, this big completion, this cup being filled, this end of a cycle. It may be a bit unexpected for some and possibly connected to the Uranus in Gemini energy, because there is that unexpected surprise energy here. Okay. So there's the drama. It's hanging above us. So it's very present. It's not something that's going to be out there beyond these 2 weeks. All right. So below in our physical realm, we have the Six of Swords. And I feel like this is just saying, just keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Ride the storm. It will get better. Keep cooperating. Keep being you. Keep doing what you can. See past the yellow person. Keep moving forward. Okay. I also just heard you will get through it. You will get through it. In the past position, we have the Five of Wands, which I call my chore card. Annoyances, immature people, childish behavior, chores, stuff you need to get done. I do feel like this speaks a lot to immature people, which I don't often get, that this is like people card, right? But it's like I don't feel like they're not necessarily done and gone. I think this King of Pentacles is part of this group. But I feel like it is, we have already decided that we are so done with immature people, with manipulative people, people who like to play games. And because we've already come to that conclusion, that decision heading into these 2 weeks or sometime in the past, that allows us to be confident in our position, ready and willing to cooperate, but not be stepped on. Okay. Now our future card, which you could say is like late July, the last week, but it could also be moving into August. It does feel like it's August, but of course it's a general reading. Could play out many ways. Our future card is the Nine of Cups, which is, the happiness card, the wish card. And so in spite of this energy upon us, about to be upon us, we will come out of this all right. And for the most part, happy with how things have turned out, at least for ourselves. Yeah. It's a challenging situation, and it does feel like drama, right? This might be people who like a lot of drama, and we've decided, I'm done with that. But a situation may come up, a surprise situation, unexpected big thing, where we have to engage with these people we'd rather not engage with. But we will make it through. We will do our best to cooperate. Doesn't mean they will, but we will do our part. And because of that, it will all turn out just fine. Okay. Now, the rest of the cards are more on the future. The next card represents us in the future. And again, this could be the very end of July, but it feels more strongly like going into and possibly through August. we have the World card. So we wrap things up. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because our theme is something fulfilling, something come to completion, something finishing, right? And you can say the Tower. It's like, yeah, something big is coming down and changing, and we will be in a, I want to say, a good place, wrapping things up for us or our part in this, or maybe we're in charge of the situation that is happening. But it's again, there's like layers of energy of like, we're done. We just need to take care of these things and we are done. Wrapping it up, ready, right, to move on to the new cycle, ready to go through the portal of the zero, the portal of potential for the next stage of our lives. This could potentially be really huge for for some of us out there. The next card is the future environment. Sometimes I call it the home position. And we have the Three of Swords. And I feel like this is these other people, these other people, whether it's this person specifically or just childish, manipulative, game playing people we don't want in our life anymore, or not in our lives as much as possible, depending on the relationship. This is the other people. I want to say they lose out. Like going back to that bottom card. Yes, we must surrender some idea, some conviction, some plan, some belief for a greater victory. And you could say the greater victory is greater understanding, because these are swords, right? It's the mind. And the others, they don't learn, they don't get that understanding. They are unable to let go of a belief they once held. They are unable to look at the situation from other sides and basically improve themselves, to better themselves. They are stuck in their misery. And I do feel like this could be speaking to narcissistic people that we know or that are in our lives. But they are stuck. The clouds hang over them. They won't change. Yeah. And it's like they choose a wounded heart. Maybe it's someone who plays victimhood, who uses like the victim mentality, like I'm always the victim, so they can blame everyone else for everything in their lives. That's all the energies I'm getting from this. And again, that may be speaking to one person, it may be speaking to a group or type of people. But we're wrapping it up. We're wrapping this all up happily. There's some stuff we got to deal with. That's happening. That's going down. Okay. Now the next card is in the hopes and fears position. And we have the Moon. And what I'm getting here is like interesting energy for this position is that if we're too caught up in the worry and fear, we will stay up at night and not sleep well or have bad dreams and nightmares. If we try to focus on the positive, and we're feeling, in spite of everything, we're feeling mostly positive here, we will gain a deeper insight and tap into our intuition a little more clearly as we navigate these stormy waters to get to the smoother ones. So it's sort of like, it's how we work with our minds to handle this. And even if you're like focusing positively and tapping intuition, there might be a nightmare or a strange dream. And I feel that will be an important message for you, for us, the individual. Not necessarily about the others, but it's about us. And that would tap into this subconscious message here. What we need to let go of to free us from, the ebb and flow of disturbed sleep and rest. Okay. Now the outcome card here is the Knight of Cups. Now, I'm really noticing like the blue and green in the background and this freedom to move forward, guided by our cup, guided by our emotions, guided by our hearts. Yeah, I feel like a vista opens up that we can then move forward through, that we have wanted to. And so it's like this situation, in a way, needs to happen now. Whatever this is. Could be big, could be small, could be multiple things. Yeah, definitely getting that Uranus and Gemini energy. And interesting because this is in the mind position, which would be Gemini energy, right? And the Tower would be like sudden, unexpected Uranus things. I mean, it could be positive things too that shake the other people up, surprise us, but, again, we come out of this okay. So yeah, it's like this situation is like, yeah, it needs to happen for us to get to this completion stage. Okay. And then I laid my 3 extra cards as I usually do. So what is beyond the outcome? So you could say this is like August and I don't know, moving forward, maybe through the rest. I didn't put a time frame on it, right? Because this is for the last 2 weeks of July. But what will come from that all? We have the 10 of Swords. Us. I get shocking realizations of what was really true. And us, these swords, us like, okay, I had that thought, I had that belief, I thought this was this way. This whole situation has made me realize a whole bunch of truths, or basically a whole bunch of lies that I now need to toss away so that I can move forward in the truth. So these feel like lies. Lies that we were told, that we become more aware of after all this that sort of plays out this week. We will find out more information that we need to leave out in the cold. They're lies. That's, yeah, a little shocking, but it doesn't devastate us because we're aware that those lies, maybe not the specifics, we're aware that things may come to light, basically. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles and freedom, liberation, independence, and potentially financial gain somehow, if this is, again, a business situation, a work situation. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles. There will be some loss, as I pointed out. One, whatever idea, belief, etc., that we are surrendering. Whatever the Tower is tearing down, and those lies, right? So there will be a loss, grieving what was, what we thought was, what other people told us what was. Yeah, so there will be a sense of loss, but our spiritual connection, right? They're at a church. Our spiritual connection will help us process it. This feels like processing old wounds. Some which may be brought back up because of the lies that are revealed. Okay, so yeah, dramatic week, but we come out of this process, okay, if not really good, but it is a process, right? Yeah. What plays out this week will open our eyes and open our lives. Okay, all right. Wishing you all luck in the next couple weeks and beyond ahead. Thank you guys for being here. And yeah, I'll see you back here soon.